For American Family News, I'm Bronson Woodruff. The Supreme Court has overturned a Trump-era ban on bump stocks put in place after the 2017 Las Vegas mass shooting. Bump stocks allow for minimizing recoil on a rifle, allowing it to fire more like a fully automatic weapon. Shannon Bream has those details.
In Justice Alito's concurrence, he mentions that shooting in Las Vegas, and essentially he says this: it was a horrible shooting spree. He says the remedy for the problem with bump stocks and machine guns is about Congress. They have to amend the law. If they had done that, the ATF may have stuck with its earlier interpretation.
The 2017 Las Vegas shooting left 60 people dead and more than 400 injured. A federal judge in Louisiana has temporarily blocked the Biden administration's efforts in 4 states to give special status to LGBTQ plus identifying students, saying the Department of Education has overstepped its authority. In a preliminary injunction granted Thursday, U.S. District Judge Terry Doughty called the new rule an abuse of power and a threat to democracy. His order blocks the rule in Louisiana, which filed a challenge to the rule in April, and also in Mississippi, Montana, and Idaho. The Education Department defended the rule and said it's reviewing the judge's order. Louisiana is among several Republican states with laws requiring people to use bathrooms and locker rooms based on their biological sex. It restricts students from using facilities that align with their self-assigned gender identity. President Biden's rule clashes with those laws and claimed to supersede them. Under a bill that lawmakers in Sacramento, California are weighing, school districts in the state would be barred from forcing teachers to notify parents if the child asks to go by a new pronoun at school. The state Senate approved the proposal Thursday, which would ban school districts from passing or enforcing policies that require school staff to disclose a student's gender identity or sexual orientation to anyone else without the child's permission, with some exceptions. The goal, they claim, is to protect students whose safety could be threatened if they live in unwelcoming households. Lawmakers approved the legislation along party lines after more than an hour of emotional debate, in which LGBTQ plus senators recounted stories about how they delayed coming out to their parents or were outed by someone else. They argued that students who claim to be opposite their biological sex should be able to come out to their families on their own terms. The Southern Poverty Law Center, the SPLC, is laying off employees in what the organization calls an attempt to streamline operations. The SPLC started as an effort to fight for civil rights. These days it's turned into an organization that labels pretty much anything it doesn't like as a hate group. It has even applied that label to us, the American Family Association, and the Family Research Council, where Chris Gasick keeps tabs on the SPLC.
They're not turning a corner. They're not becoming, more mainstream or stopping the defamation campaigns. Or they're probably jettisoning things that were the last vestiges of SPLC 1.0 and going full sort of high tech. Whatever their sort of model of the future is, that's where they're going.
At least 60 people will lose their jobs. That's according to a social media post from the SPLC union. More than 400 people worked for the SPLC last year. That'll do it for this American Family News Daily Update. Thanks for watching. There's much more news going on out there in the world. You can be sure and check out AFN.net for more news from a Christian perspective. Have a great weekend. I'm Bronson Woodruff.